This company just raised $43 million to accelerate your sales pipeline. Welcome to Nooks. Let's get started. There is no better time in the world to do business. And so this is a dream for any salesperson. You could use AI to reach out to as many people on a personalized level as soon as possible. This is why I called the tagline for Nooks, a new calling for sales teams. And so if you're a salesperson and you want to make a lot of money and you want to go ahead and just dominate the market, this tool is absolutely for you. Awesome. So currently 3 million sales reps are in the US alone and are currently trying to leverage AI inside of their process. And so this is only inside of the US. Imagine what it is to be even outside, right? And so the amount of salespeople that are trying to go ahead and reach out to people, convince people to go ahead and have a meeting is massive. And so Nooks actually provides an AI-driven system automating time-consuming tasks, skips answering machines, logs calls, and even takes notes, enabling your sales reps to connect with 5 times more prospects and significantly multiply your sales pipeline. This is how Nooks introduces themselves on their website, and this is exactly what we're going to discover in this discussion. And so what are some of the market trends? Why Nooks right now? Why the investor is raising so much money? Okay, so first of all, there's a lot of AI SDRs that are coming about in the market, right? So what are AI SDRs? Agents that are spamming inboxes with high volume, low quality outreach that makes it harder than ever to break through the noise. And so you have a lot of these agents that people are creating. Anyone could create them, and it's very easy. And how do you actually personalize that, right? And so it leads us to our second point, which is the more noise we have, it doesn't mean the more effective we're going to be. And so especially in an AI world, when there's going to be so much content out there, there's going to be so many people trying to reach us, we're actually trying to reduce that as much as possible and distribute the calls or the softwares or the product that you're trying to sell as much as possible. And so the answer is not more noise. The answer is not more emails that are going to spam or whatnot, right? And so the market is clearly moving towards solutions that can provide personal experiences. And so Nooks is an AI-powered battle cards and real-time insights during calls and address this need for tailored customer interactions. So this is really cool. While you're on the call with a prospect, you're able to see what are some insights or analytics based on the person's profile that you're going to have an advantage of, right? And of course, paradoxically, even though people are saying there's a lot of noise, there's so many AI tools coming out there, at the same time, on the other extreme, businesses do know that we need to integrate and implement AI solutions. So there is a very strong market sentiment for that, and people want to apply them. But which tools to apply? If you're interested in Nooks, if you're a sales leader or whatnot, then this is definitely the presentation for you. Awesome. So let's talk about the traditional method. So traditional outbound calling methods are becoming obsolete, with sales reps spending valuable time on manual tasks like dialing numbers, navigating answering machines, and logging calls. This inefficiency is costing businesses countless of hours of productive selling time and limiting their ability to scale their sales operations effectively. So this is exactly why we want AI assistants. We don't want to be replacing AI reps. We want to enable them. We want to help them. And so this is why the assistance is coming about. Okay. And so what are the solutions that Nooks provides? The first and most important is the dialing assistant. This is their first product. This was their MVP product. This was the POC product. This automates the manual shit, as they like to say it. Nooks skips an answering machine and ringing calls, logs calls, takes notes, and more so you could focus on selling. Coaching assistant. Transcribe, score, and report on prospecting calls to keep your team leveling up. Get reps ready for real-world selling with AI bots that simulate actual prospect conversations. And of course, prospecting assistance. So uncover buying signals from dozens of data tools, online analysis, and conversational intelligence, generate target lists, research accounts, and build way more pipeline. So this is something we're going to see on their website. Unfortunately, I don't have a free account. They don't have a free account for anyone to just try. And so we're going to see on their website to see exactly how it is. Awesome. So what is their core value proposition at the end? Outbound is the number one channel. Calling is the number one channel, more than email, more than LinkedIn, more than anything. And so the best way to go ahead and address that problem is with AI, with their Power Dialer. And people are way more productive with it because you could call multiple people at the same time and so on. But the cool thing is that they have an integrated product, a vertically integrated product. And so instead of going to Salesforce and instead of going to Outreach and Apollo and ZoomInfo and whatnot, you could go ahead and have everything inside of one single platform when you're doing your outbound, and everything will be logged. There's clear benefits. The productivity will be significantly boosted. The call volume and of course the connect rates are going to be boosted up. You could go ahead and ramp the new hires by training them, by giving them insights, and of course you could go ahead and enhance remote collaboration. So this is how what some of the products look like on the website. So here you can see that it's actually the Power Dialer connects with multiple people at the same time instead of you calling one person at a time and then waiting for their email, their voicemail, or waiting for they say something, right? And so this is a really cool way to go ahead and in parallel target people at the same time. They have also what's called an AI role play, which is really cool for onboarding, training purposes or whatnot. You could simulate a prospect so that you could train. You could go ahead and provide your employees or your sales reps better ways, better practices based on your own data and of course the customer that you're trying to connect to. And most importantly, which I think this is one of the biggest money drivers for Nooks, is the AI prospecting. You're able to connect with different platforms, Gmail, Salesforce, Gong, SalesLoft, Calendar, LinkedIn, ZoomInfo, Apollo, whatever it may be, and you'll be able to go ahead and uncover buying signals, right? And so this is a really cool way to help you with the prospecting instead of just going ahead and doing it manually, okay? Let's talk about some of the numbers. So they raised 70 million in Series B in total, okay? 70% of pipeline being generated are using this AI dialer that we just talked about. They currently have 193 employees as per LinkedIn. And some of the customers are saying that they've seen a 2x pipeline generation return since using Nooks. So there's a clear value proposition here. They have a very solid team and they're backed by the best. And so let's talk about the Nooks Effect. So parse vast amounts of data and identify high converting leads. Skip answering machines, etc. We just talked about that. Now what you could do is be empathetic, you could be creative, you could make decisions on the go, you could go ahead and really be human with the person. You don't have to go ahead and worry about all the repetitive stuff that a robot could do. And this is exactly what Nooks provides as an all integrated platform. And so there's actually an account director from Deal, one of the biggest fast growing startups in the world, actually uses Nooks and says we're able to win and celebrate together as well. It's an absolute game changer. So they definitely have very valuable use cases, and this is something you should definitely check out if you're a sales leader at a B2B startup. They raised funds from Kleiner Perkins mainly, but also from Tola Capital and Stifel and other angel investor. I think one of them is Luckey, or I'll put his Twitter on the presentation. Okay, pricing. So they have a per user per month. Based on my research, it depends, of course, on the product that you're trying to do. If you're trying to do all of the products or just the Power Dialer, what is the sizing and volume of the plan you're trying to go ahead and take. But basically, from what I understood, if you want to do with one person, two people, or five people, it's around $300 per user per month. Okay, so it's around $4,000, $3,600. Anyways, it's billed annually with the Power Dialer, not with the other products. You have unlimited phone numbers and the other aspects that come with this package. Of course, this is very expensive and people have been complaining that it is expensive, but I think as an all integrated software, it could be worth it. And it's not for no reason that they're providing so much value, right? And so this is something that you have to take into consideration when you're actually reviewing for Nooks. Awesome. So the team at Nooks is very impressive. Dan L., I don't have his last name unfortunately, but he's been a machine learning engineer at Scale AI, one of the most successful AI companies over the past couple of years, monster company. He's worked at IEX and Cerebra System, and of course, he's a Stanford alumni. We have Nikhil Chirla, who's the CTO. He was an ML engineer at Tesla, Autopilot, so this is really cool as well. He worked at Lyft, Quora, and other notable companies, and of course, he had a research thesis at Stanford. And of course, Rohan Suhri, who's the third co-founder, worked at Visa and Cerebro Systems. I'm sure this is where he met Dan. And of course, a Stanford alumni. So the team is pretty stacked. They have a really strong foundation. And I think this is why investors believe in them. Anyway, so I use this presentation using Tome. Tome is an AI generative platform where you could create any presentation with a single prompt or whatnot. I personally love using Tome. If you're interested, please follow, please comment below. If you're interested as well in following our newsletter for updates or product presentations or whatever it may be, you could go ahead and follow us on genworks.beehive.com. And yep, let's go ahead and get started with Nooks demo. So this is how their website looks like. So we have the AI dialing assistants. So let's see what they have as a 12-second demo just to see and give a taste of their product. Yeah, so obviously you saw that multiple people were being reached, but they couldn't make it. And then the one who actually did make it was at the top. They have unlimited phone numbers when you have the plans. They source their data from ZoomInfo, Cognizant, Apollo, and different ones. And they also have a nice sales floor that you can see based on the volume, statistics, analytics of the conversations that you had. So this is really cool. It's very clean UI. They did an amazing job. And you could find information more on the AI dialing assistance here. Let's go to the coaching. So this is the second product. So when you transcribe, score, report on prospecting calls, you could go ahead and have a bunch of training for your team. And so here, for example, they have a nice little demo, a live demo, which is really cool. I think every company or every startup should have a live demo like this embedded on their website so people could go and just try it out. But let's say, for example, you wanted to connect with a prospect, for example, a VP of sales or head of customer success at an Intrepid or whatever it may be. It's just an example. You could go ahead and start the call and see exactly how it would be with Nooks. So,
hey, this is Sarah speaking. Who's this?
And you hang up. And this is a really cool interactive demo. I think everyone should be doing this, and very creative. And I think it's really cool. Anyway, so they also have scorecards. You're able to see some of the analytics, how you're doing, how you can improve, whatnot. And of course, the call library that we saw a little bit as well. Okay. Inside of the training, of course, they came out with a recent product. We spoke about this in the presentation a bit. They have what's called an AI role play. So you're able, based on your ideal customer profile, whatnot, you could create specific competitors, objections, reasons to delay, whatever it may be. And you could go ahead and train your team based on these simulations so that they could be actually good when they speak to a real customer or prospect. So this is based on their AI coaching assistants. This is their second product. And the third product is the AI prospecting assistants. So uncover buying signals from dozens of data tools, online analysis, and conversation intelligence. So this is where they aggregate a bunch of data, and you're able to go ahead and view buying signals, account summaries. You could create emails based on these signals as well, which is completely automatic. And so yeah, you're able to build lists. So here you could really see that they have a vertically integrated business with from the calling to the emails to the research and whatnot. Anyway, so obviously there's a lot more to do, and I actually want to try this platform. I want to try Nooks specifically, but they don't have one. And yeah, you could go ahead and just do a demo with them. If you're a sales leader, talk with them, see what you think about it. But if you like this presentation, please do let me know. And if you have any other AI tool you would want me to do a review, a presentation of, please let me know below in the comments.